Okay, good morning, class. Today we're gonna do introduction to trigonometry. So as we already know, trig is an essential part of geometry. So today we're gonna talk about sine, cosine, and tangent. Okay. So we're gonna still base our knowledge on right angle triangle. So without right angle triangle, you can't talk about these three things. So here, as you can see, what pattern do you notice about the sides of these similar triangles? These triangles are similar because here you have 1, here 2. If you multiply 1 by 3, the multiplication gives you 6 here. And if you multiply 1 by 7, 2 times 7 is going to be 14. And also, this side across from this angle 30, which is 1. On the other side here also it's 3. Here it is 7. So the side across from the angle 30 is called the opposite side. It's always, as you can see, it's always half the hypotenuse. So it means when your angle is 30, the side across it will always be half the hypotenuse. Okay. So if we want to quickly solve that, since this angle is 30, the side across is 5, so it means the hypotenuse are gonna be 10. So x has to be 10. So this 1/2 relationship exists in every right triangle with an angle measure 30 degrees. When the measure is 30 degrees, the side across from angle 30 will always be half of the hypotenuse, okay? Hypotenuse. And in turn, it turns out there's a special pattern, maybe not so nice as 1/2 for every different angle measure in a right hand triangle. So if you can see that one here, in this pattern here, as you can see, since 35 is the angle here, so you might not really say something about the hypotenuse here, so we're going to find it later. And also the angle here, the opposite side, this is angle 60. The side across from it is 8, so we don't really know about x here. So in trig, at least what we do in geometry is the study of this pattern. So these are the things we're going to study today. So in trigonometry, in trigonometry, we call the relationship comparing the opposite side to the hypotenuse as sine. Whenever you are comparing the opposite to the hypotenuse, we talk about sine. So here you can always calculate it, okay? So it's like when you calculating the sine of 30. Sine of 30, then you can always use your calculator. If you use your calculator, just click on 30 and click on trig and click on sine. Oh, 30, 30, sine, it gives you 0.5. So you put 0.5. The sine of 30 is 0.5 or half. The other guy, sine of 35, press 3, 5. and then press sine 0.57. So it's, you see, 0.57. Sine of 35 is 0.57. What about sine of 60? Just press 60 and then you press sine 0.87 approximately. So we're gonna put 0.87, 0.87. So in trigonometry, we have three relationships that compare parts of a right triangle. So the three ones are what we're gonna talk about here. We have the sine, we have the cosine, and the tangent. And there's always this acronym we use. Acronym means short letters, okay? Here, sine is SOH. O stands for opposite, H stands for hypotenuse, and A stands for adjacent. Adjacent. So here, sine is S over H, cosine is C A over H, and tan is C O over A. So sometimes some people call it SOHCAHTOA. That is, sine opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. So sine gonna be opposite over hypotenuse, cosine gonna be adjacent over hypotenuse. Tan gonna be opposite over adjacent. And the angle, if this is the angle you're gonna make reference of to find your sine, okay, so the opposite sine to this, the opposite angle to this angle here is O. The adjacent angle to this angle is A, and the hypotenuse is this long distance. So this angle here on purple is called the reference angle. So here, if this is the reference angle here as well, the opposite side to it is this. This is the hypotenuse, and the angle adjacent means near or far, not far from it, near it. So as you can see here, if we decide to take this angle Z, opposite angle is here. This is the hypotenuse, and 32 here gonna be this side here gonna be the adjacent side. Okay, so for Z, that's for Z. If it's for X, let me change color. If X is here, opposite side is this side opposite from it, and then this side XY becomes the adjacent, and the hypotenuse remains the same. So as you change reference angles, the opposite side and the adjacent side, change position. So if you are dealing with X, sine of X gonna be the opposite side 32 over the hypotenuse 40. The cosine of S is adjacent over hypotenuse, so it's gonna be adjacent in green 24. The hypotenuse is still the same 40. Tangent is always opposite of adjacent, so tangent opposite green is 32. and then adjacent green is 24. On the other side, if it's tan, if the purple, we are dealing with the angle Z, the sine of angle Z going to be opposite purple, which is 24, and then hypotenuse purple, which is the same 40. Cosine going to be adjacent. Adjacent is 32. Adjacent blue, purple, and then hypotenuse purple 40. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, so opposite purple is 24, adjacent purple is 32. So as you can see, tan of x, the tangent of x and the tangent of z are inverse of each other. So something to retain here today is that sine is always opposite over adjacent, cosine is always sine is always opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is over adjacent over hypotenuse, and the sine tan is opposite over adjacent. These three things are key. Then tomorrow we're gonna learn further on how to do more practice on that trigonometry. Have a wonderful day.